Hey, I'm Jay Wild, and we're just going to go through some basic warm-up movements. Nothing too crazy, but just kind of opening things up, getting ready to go out on the water and paddle around. The first one I like to always do is just some over and unders. So standing with your feet underneath you, about shoulder width apart, hands out and palms facing down, and you're just going to go over and under, alternating your hands back and forth, squeezing the shoulder blades back. But always making sure that the belly button is just pulling into your spine a little bit, and rib cage stays down so we're not overextending into this position. So nice and stable through the midline, and just some over and unders. I'll get about 20 of those, and then I'll turn my palms up. And so externally rotating, squeezing the shoulder blades back, and just getting some over and unders, about 20 with the palms up. After you get those two, we call it scratch the sky. So long arms, and we're just taking our hands straight up, belly button towards the spine a little bit. We're getting rib cage down, and just alternating back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And we'll get about 20 of those as well. The next one would be called lazy arms. Pretty simple. We're just going to step out nice and wide. You're just going to rotate at the trunk and let your arms just flap left and right, left and right. Getting the spine kind of used to working back and forth and on the rotation. After you get about 15 or 20 of those, I like to bend over at the waist and get things going here. When I'm doing it here, I just get a little bend in my opposite knee, and you're going to feel that stretch out a little bit in the hips a little as well. Back and forth, and then you can kind of stand back up. We can move right into left leg forward, right leg back, and right arm back circles. About 15 going backwards, and then you can switch it up and have them go forward. 15 back, 15 forward to right. Switch up your feet. 15 going with the left arm going back, and then 15 going forward. We're not throwing our arm out of socket here. We're just moving around, getting that whole shoulder to rotate, and getting ready to get onto the water. From here, we'll just go ahead and get your feet underneath you again. Take your left arm across your body, and you can just pull in with your right one against the elbow. Pull in, just like 3 count, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out, switch it up, 3, 2, 1. And just get that a couple times, 3, 2, 1, and 3, 2, 1. So from here, we'll just get our feet underneath us, interlace the fingers, and we'll just reach up to the sky, belly button towards the spine, rib cage down, just reaching up, and then you can bend at the waist, keep your back pretty flat, and then coming down and just getting a little forward bend here, and just bounce, 3, 2, 1, and then you can get into a nice back extension, and then rotate back forward again, and then back up to a back extension. And that'll kind of open you up, get things going. And it's not really static stretching. It's just kind of getting the body ready to go out and paddle. I like to open up the hips as well. So a nice hip opener would just be reach down, walk your hands out to plank position. From plank position, we just bring our right foot forward, and you can just sit in there, let the hip drop down. If you wanted to, you could pick up your toes and just push the knee out a little ways, and just to get the hip opened up. We use, the hips are a pretty important piece of the puzzle when it comes to paddling. And then right foot back and left foot, and just get some bouncing there. Again, you can put your toes out, push against the knee, just open the hip up a little bit, and getting ready to rock and roll, and use your hips while you're paddling. Plank position, walk your hands back up to your feet, and then just roll it up. You can go through that whole sequence 2 or 3 times, and then get out on the water. And once you're on the water, if you're working with energy systems or heart rates, I definitely recommend not trying to get to that heart rate right away. Set up a little, 10 or 15 minute kind of pace building up to the certain heart rate that you're going to be building into or working with, and get out there and paddle strong.